Kate is a former classical pianist diagnosed with Lou Gehrig's disease. Beck is the free-spirited and unqualified caretaker that Kate is hired to help her.
That's it. Honey, unless those sippy cups are laced with tequila, we're out of here.
The two form an unlikely friendship as Kate's disease takes its toll in You're Not You.
Hi, I'm Kevin, and I'm here with Aaron and Sean to discuss the new Hilary Swank movie, You're Not You. We've all just seen it. Sean.
Two issues I had with the movie that I want to get out of the way because I think it's a pretty solid movie. One, I know exactly where it was going. From 5 minutes in, I was like, oh, I know where this story's going.
Yeah.
And two, I didn't buy the premise that this woman who is with ALS would hire this young girl played by Emmy Rossum because she has no qualifications, and there's no reason to hire her except for the script needs the story to move on and have these two people form a relationship. So that's the only reason that happened. But, you know, when you have such a solid twosome at the core of your movie playing it, you're willing to watch them go anywhere no matter how telegraphed it is.
Yeah, it's really good. I mean, it is very cliche, and I think everybody in the theater had to know where it was going. Once you get past that, yeah, you kind of just focus on the character development and the performances, and it was very emotionally effective. It's not my kind of movie. Like, I don't go see sad movies all the time, but it made me sad. And it did its job, and by the end of it, I was certainly crying. So I think it's a good movie. It just, there's nothing super original about it per se. You know, like, it's not doing anything different in terms of its storytelling.
And I mean, I agree with Sean. I know where it's going, but I want to see how it's going to get there. And even when they got into those cliche moments, they handled it so well, those two.
It was a lot funnier than I thought it would be.
Yes.
The trailer makes it seem like it's just going to be like a sob fest the whole time. And there are plenty of moments where you will cry if you are an emotional viewer, but for the most part, it's funny, and it handles the topic in a surprisingly lighthearted way.
They even had, like, there was a moment towards the end during a really emotional scene where Emmy Rossum cracks a joke that I didn't expect, and I was like, thank God, because, like, my tissues were, like, in over my face through that whole thing.
Well, I didn't find it overly melodramatic. I mean, and this could easily be material that you go, oh, God, they're, you know, milking it for all it's worth, and this is getting manipulative. And I mean, the fact that they were both musically inclined was a little bit like, all right. But otherwise, I thought, you know, the story just progressed the way it seemed like it naturally would. And it didn't feel like they were, you know, pulling punches or doing something specifically to elicit an emotional response. You were just in the moment, and that was, you know, a testament to the screenwriting and to the two performances, which is what this whole movie is.
Will you serve the salmon, please? Thank you. You know, honey, you're just tired. It's gonna be a lot easier once you get stronger. I'm not getting stronger.
I think people give Hilary Swank a hard time because she's always going after these Oscar bait roles, but she's so good at them. She never seems to be acting. She's, you know, this is a fearless performance, and I think it's very technical, and she does such a good job that I like to see her do these roles because it's really what she's best at.
I think it's her best role since $1 Million Baby. For sure. Without a doubt. And I mean, this is somebody going through ALS, and there's not a second of this performance where you don't think that she's actually has this disease and she's actually degenerating. And how does someone do that as an actress? It's just extremely amazing that she could do that. And, you know, it has to be well researched. I mean, I don't know what kind of time she spent sort of researching patients and sort of having to deal with that emotionally, but it must have been quite a process because it's a knockout performance.
Amazing.
Look, I got this down to a science, honey. I gotta be to work in 40 minutes. Just let me...
I can do it. Just give me a minute.
Look, I know that it's important to you. Just let me finish it, okay?
Opposite her, we have Emmy Rossum, who I think is fantastic. And she doesn't get a lot of great roles like this either. But I mean, she's on Shameless on Showtime. And
which I felt like was a slightly similar character. So I was like, meh, but she won me over too.
She's incredibly talented, and this is a great role for her. I think it's an Oscar-worthy performance.
Both of them are. And I'm worried that it's not going to get the attention because it's a limited release. It's going to VOD. So I'm afraid people aren't going to see it. And Hilary Swank has another movie coming out, The Homesman, which I feel like is going to get a lot of attention. But I feel like people should be seeing this. And I'm kind of surprised with the Ice Bucket Challenge that happened the entire summer and everybody heard about it, that they're actually not pushing this movie just so people will go like, oh, let me see what it's actually about.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a little bit different to sort of have fun with dumping a bucket of ice over your head and then actually sitting through and watching people go through something as terrible as this.
But now they're aware of what it is, and it might intrigue them more. The performances in this movie are amazing. They're definitely Oscar worthy. I can't really say anything else because I'll start crying, so I just want everybody to go see it.
It's a sad movie, but it's a good one. See it.
You're Not You features 2 of the best performances you're going to see this year, so that has to be a see it. Cheers! Who wants to take the hot coffee challenge?
Dump it over.
Oh, God.
It's a sad movie, but a good one.